All right. Hello. It is 6:30 and welcome to Unapologetically. Today we are live here with Jennifer Colon to talk about the unexpected diagnosis of endometriosis. Hey, Jenny. So everybody on live, we were talking beforehand. Her Wi-Fi is a little laggy, so we're gonna just bear with the whole thing. We'll give it a couple seconds or so to see if anybody else would join. How you doing?
I'm well. I'm hoping it's not too laggy.
Yeah. Well, I mean that part wasn't too bad, so we'll see.
Oh, hopefully it gets.
Yeah. And today too was exciting, and I apologize ahead of time. My dog has access to my chair, so he is bouncing up and down. So today we are um, live for the first time on YouTube. I hope it's going, and I hope it's true.
Oh, great.
So let's see. So now people who haven't joined the Unapologetically Facebook or Instagram, hopefully they'll be able to do the YouTube. And the reason why I did the YouTube was because still on Instagram, you can only see it a certain type of way. I still haven't figured out the kinks of it, and apparently nobody else is tech savvy. So until I can figure it out, I decided to put it up on YouTube to just give people more access to it. So because this information is important, I didn't hear anything you said.
Ah, really?
I heard you scream. I didn't hear anything.
I wonder if.
Yeah, try that. Okay, so we're gonna get started while she hopefully finds a better spot. So today is the topic of the unexpected diagnosis of endometriosis. So for those who don't know, Jenny is my sister. She is my younger sister, not my twin. I don't know, we get that a lot. So I just wanted to clarify. But she has been, Jenny, when were you diagnosed?
It had to be. Johan was born 2016. Right after that, 2017.
Okay. So around that time and even before that, she was, kind of saying how difficult it was and how much she was in pain and things like that. And she just didn't know at that point what was going on. So for everybody who is tuning in for the first time, my name is Marian Francis, LMFT. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I own Mending Heart LLC in Manchester, Connecticut, as well as I run Unapologetically as part of a program under Mending Heart. But it is a self-love movement. It is for women where I conduct retreats, as well as I provide resources, do these lives so that we could talk about women struggles or topics, as well as a place to network, to provide and connect with one another as women. So it's a platform based on Facebook, on Instagram, as well as I have a website for it too. So today I have my sister Jenny with us to talk about her journey. Jenny, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
So, I have 2 kids. I'm married. I work in the hospital health care fields. I'm an EEG tech. Deal with my endometriosis on a daily, literally on a daily.
Yeah. So why don't we get right into it? Can you kind of share even like a little pre-ground of getting to that point of being diagnosed and what the experience was like for you?
Yeah, so I dealt with a lot of abdominal pain more than a person with just a bad menstrual will deal with constantly. There was no right or reason why I would have these pains. Some sometimes I would be at work and then I had to leave work. So I was in and out the doctor's, and it was they didn't see anything. Everything seemed fine. Exams always seemed, there was no reason why I was feeling this. But I knew I felt it. I felt it and feel it. I had to be in bed. Sometimes I would just cry myself to sleep because it was just so, and because I just kept advocating for myself and kept pushing the down, something is wrong. Figure it out. Just figure it out. Like, let's do some type of like it was a laparoscopy where they went in with a camera to see what was going on and did all these ultrasounds, and sure enough, that just sticks to the lining of your uterine wall. Mine was everywhere. That is why, then they finally diagnosed me with endometriosis.
And when you first heard that, what was it like for you? What was going through your head at that time?
My biggest thing was, why did this happen? I've always been healthy. What happened? And what went tough pregnancy with Johan. Health-wise, I was good, but heavier. But towards the end, even during labor, it was just god awful. Was I in labor for like 21, 22 hours?
Yeah,
and
it was
then
painful.
Waiting, right? And then I ended up having the emergency C-section. So it was just after that right away, like pain started happening. And they can give me no real. I ended up with the endometriosis. I mean, I'm thankful that I was healthy children, but a lot of women who have endometriosis, they can't have children. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And I know that even us hearing you being in pain and going through that journey, it's almost like we didn't know how to help you, because I've personally never experienced anything like that, and I didn't know anybody around me who did. But this is a topic too that I don't think a lot of people or a lot of women are open about or share, because it tends to be super personal. But the thing is it's just like any other topic. Like, there are women out there that go through this, and it's difficult for them as well. So I know once I posted it up, someone had wrote to me and was just like, "Oh my God, I have this," and I always say, like, these are the things where these topics are so important. Although they're personal, I appreciate you sharing your journey, because not a lot of women are comfortable enough to do that. So I'm happy that you said yes. Um,
I
so
talked to John about it. I was like, should I do this?
because it is a personal journey. It's also super important too, because hopefully, again, like the goal of the platform that I created, Unapologetically, is so that us women can connect and speak about these things, because so often we feel like we're alone. And I don't, there's lots of women who experience this. So let me continue
Right.
asking you. So after you received your diagnosis, what happened from there? What was it like after that?
Well, I say, as soon as I found out, I was glad that I finally got an answer on why this happened, how did this happen, what did I do wrong. I did research, and I remember asking like all of our aunts and cousins, and, is something wrong with you? How can I only be the only person? And although they say, my doctor said statistically, like, it can be genetic. But for me, it's like, if multiple people in your family, older generations, have it, then yeah, definitely there's an issue somewhere along the line in the books, but this is factual. So that's really what happened, and I had to figure out what was going to help me alleviate the pain. Trial and error. I mean, I went through 3 rounds of menopause, medically induced menopause. That was not fun. And, you know, being one, 30 in menopause, not,
Yeah.
especially having to do it medically, which consists of a shot that stays in like a depot shot, but it stays in your body for 3 months. And that's supposed to shut down your body, so you don't have, and it's supposed to dry up the excess of the endometriosis. Um, it, the first round worked good for like a good year, so it alleviated the pain. And then I did 2 rounds, and that time didn't work so great. So, but if I did 2 times, so I got the shot for 6 months, I would have been 2 years, and it didn't work at all. It was barely a year. I can take daily, but I just refuse to take them. Like, I don't want to keep taking these medications that my body along the line. I mean, no, I don't want to be in pain either, but I don't want to keep you know. So I just try my best with making sure, like, I've tried 3 different birth controls because the growth. So I have to make sure that my menstrual is very, very low. Again, sensitive. We have high blood pressure in our family, so I've tried one, which was great with my high blood pressure, so I had to get off of that one. Then the next one, it didn't do anything for my menstruals. So now the last one I'm trying, I guess it's working, but it is trial and error. It is trial and error.
Yeah. So that's like what, 4 years in of
Mm-hmm.
trial and error, and just, well, you got diagnosed 2017, so it's just trying to figure out what's going to work best, one with
Right.
your health, as well as just alleviating some of that pain.
And pretty much what's going to happen is this: I'm going to have to do a hysterectomy, which that I was besides myself. I was super emotional because I'm like, those are my women parts. I don't want to. And then I was on the fence of having another child. I was like, I don't even know if you can have another kid. Like, realistically, women who haven't, it's a slim chance you can get pregnant. Some women can, but some women can't. So it really depends. I don't, I've come to the decision with John that we have 2 kids. They're healthy. I'm healthy right now, and I don't want to risk my body. And so I will end up getting a hysterectomy because that way I don't get a doctors are like, just because you get that, like, it's a high chance, but doesn't mean that you won't have pain. It's a wrap. I just have to deal with whatever pain if I have it, because that's.
Wow. So even if you do that, there's no guarantee that it's going to alleviate any of the pain. Can you talk a little bit about what exactly is in the endometriosis?
So what is it exactly? For cell processes of your menstruation, that you have your menstruation, everything feels, it's not, it's pretty much sticking to your walls. And I remember much piling up. And I remember when they went in to do a procedure to get out, they couldn't, because where it was stuck was like on my bladder, bowel, like dangerous areas. They couldn't even take anything out. So now I was like, just stuck. It's pretty similar to a lot of women who deal with like fibrosis and there's no rhyme or reason.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. So, and I can't imagine, like, I know our family, hysterectomy, that's part of some of what's been going on in the women in our family.
Right.
So I'm wondering if that's just like another component to that, and for you, it just hit you in a certain type of way. Um,
Right. And I think because our family is so off private,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good thing, but then can be a bad thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because much bother everybody. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know half the stuff I know, you but I know now for my daughter, like, okay, we're gonna pay attention to this, be on top of it, X, Y, and Z. No, if we can catch catch it soon, God forbid, hopefully she doesn't have, and try our best to maintain.
Yeah. Do you have any supportive like advice or tips or anything like that for women out there who are going through this? And especially you're so young. Again, when somebody reached out to me, they were in their teenage years, so it can happen to women, it seems like, in different ages. Do you have any advice or tips that you would give to those women who are going through this?
It's very, I don't know many people who have it, and then the people who I stumble upon have it, and it's like isn't just not spoken about. Um, but the biggest thing is as a female, and you have to just keep advocating for yourself. And if your doctor is saying because you're having a good exam does not mean that you're fine. Just there are different things out there, but it's not going to work for everybody. Different foods. So diet is a big one, and there's so many different things, but it's just what's going to work best for myself may not work. But just keep advocating for yourself so you can at least get a diagnosis. So there, what can you do?
Right. I think that's one of the biggest things that I've been hearing is that when women are going in to speak about these things to their doctors, and they're just like looking at these reports, be like, "Oh, you look fine," but it's like I don't feel fine. The difference between what looks fine and what feels fine, and I know for
Mm-hmm.
me personally, you know, my husband is always like, "Oh, you something's wrong. Like, go to doctor." I don't want to go to doctor. They always tell me the same thing: pop that Tylenol and get some rest. Like after a while, like, and people like me, I just don't bother going back until
Right.
something severe is happening, because it's frustrating to continue feeling again like you're going to the doctors or the hospital, and you're supposed to have all these things. Try something. Like, I can be a doctor at this point. Not to sit there and like demean or belittle doctors, but there's some doctors that really care and will say, you know what, I don't I don't know, but if you're saying this and you're coming in repeatedly, let's try this, this, and this. And some
Right.
doctors are like, I don't know.
Knows me by my name, not by my chart. Oh, he knows me because I don't. Oh my God, the every couple months I was in the OB, and that's not usual for your annual. Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
I was there a lot, and John would be like, "Are you going back?" Yes, I'm going back because something is this is not normal. I should not be crouched over, and it's like your abdomen's being, and then it's just is 10 times more than a menstrual cramps. Don't have it. You don't have your menstrual, but you have it. This pain. I recently have a friend who me and we're going back and forth asking each other different questions, and finally I was like, advocate for yourself, and she did, and she finally was diagnosed with it. And I'm like, it's difficult because her doctor kept telling her, you're fine, you had kids, just this and that. Like, no, there is an issue. We're too young. We're still young. We're in our 30s. Like this.
Mm. Yeah. So ladies, advocate for yourself. You know your body. Advocate. If you feel like something's wrong, advocate. I don't get that second opinion, and or keep going back to your doctor, be like, knock, 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 I'm at the window again. Yes, it's me. I still have this pain. Like, sometimes you have to be that assertive, and to them it's annoying because they don't know. But sometimes, again, I don't know whether it's because they don't want to do the extra, or they themselves don't know. But to me, if you're a doctor and this is a woman women have so many issues. There's so many things. And if I'm telling the place, then if it's not by the book of, okay, this is what it is, it might be something else. Like, what do we need? Dr. House or something?
Right. But you know what, though? There is statistically, they medically feel like Hispanics, or they can tolerate pain. They're okay. You know, you got a little pain, you'll be all right. And it's no, like, help me, because I need the help, and I will keep coming back. It's literally what I did, because I couldn't take it no more. So that's why I just preach at going back, because you're not crazy and you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be very dangerous if you use. Mm-hmm. So that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. So so thank you so much for joining. Is there any last remarks that you want to share with your audience at all?
I mean, I don't. If anybody ever wants to reach out, I am definitely, hit me up. But you know, as a female, we just know our bodies. Children, you know your bodies to the T. So just be attentive of that. Go with your gut, follow through, because you have to for yourself.
Yeah. Follow through, ladies. Follow through. If there's a pain, you're not crazy. It's something that's going on. They just may have to do different type of testing to get to whatever else, even if it's a little thing, you know. It's okay. Like, advocate for yourself, because no one else is going to do that for you.
Exactly.
So do that. Stay healthy. Be mindful of your body. Pay attention to your body and what it needs. So Jenny, I thank you so much for joining me here today. I think we got through it as best as possible. You know, I thought about during. I thought about during. I'm like, you know what? Maybe if she just took herself off of Wi-Fi.
Oh, really? Was I last time still? God damn. Can I say sorry?
I don't know if you were still on Wi-Fi or not, but in my head, like, while you're talking, I'm like, maybe if she just take herself off of Wi-Fi, it is a cell phone. Things we think about after.
I did not even. Oh Lord.
It's all right. It's all right. But ladies, you know, we're here in the chats as well. So at the end of the day, Jenny is part of the Unapologetically group on Facebook. I don't know if you joined the one in on Instagram at all, but if she's on Facebook, so connect. You know, ladies, reach out. Ladies, if you wanted to share your journey or anything that you wanted to kind of connect with, that's why we created this platform, because this is for women, for us to talk and connect. Again, I thank you all for joining me here today live.
I will say one more thing. Can I cut you off really quick?
Yeah.
So to take back for myself is as a woman, and just do not ask a woman when are you having a baby, because you really don't know what they're dealing with, and as much as they're trying to, they're struggling. Be mindful of that. That's one thing that I've learned for myself too, because I used to be like, oh my God, what people, but you just really don't know what people are dealing with. You just don't. So just mindful.
Yeah, and that's a hot topic. A few weeks back, the end of September, I did one with Dr. Nancy Greco on fertility challenges. Like, we were talking about that, is like, you don't know what women are dealing with or going through, and how something like that can be so impactful and hurtful. So be mindful, and you ain't taking care of these kids. So stop asking that question. Like,
right. I have the one over trying to get my attention. I'll leave you alone.
I'm sure. You know what? If my little booger is over there, I'm surprised he didn't just be like, "Hey," you know, just because that's who he is. I love him. But thank you again for taking the time to come on and speak. I'm really hoping that women start connecting. We can talk about this, and as well as if there are other women who have different journeys. reach out to me, because I'll be happy to put you on a live. This isn't just me talking to other therapists or whatever. Like, this Jenny is my sister, but she's not a therapist, you know. She's just going through this journey, and it's an important journey to share as well. So if, ladies, if you want to reach out to me and you have a woman topic to talk about, please connect, and we will hop on a live and we will talk about it, to share your story, because I know it's important for everyone. So thank you again. You guys can follow me again at Mending Hearts LLC or Unapologetically. Jenny is on Facebook as well, on an Unapologetically Facebook chat. So just reach out. All right. Thank you, everybody.